Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the Shifts and Pucks news pack for Thursday, February 10th. Of course, you can follow us on Twitter at Shifts and Pucks, Facebook.com Shifts and Pucks, YouTube.com Shifts and Pucks. Also live on Twitch as well, Shifts and Pucks, and wherever you get your audio. As we have a very busy day of news that has come down the here that we'll get to. Of course, reminder we had our Flames talk on Wednesday. Yesterday, Peter Loubardias, color commentator for the Flames on the Fan 960, Sportsnet 960 joined us for a fun conversation, so check that out. Also, reminder that if you retweet, share, or our podcast gives you an opportunity to enter for tickets to the Calgary Flames and Vancouver Canucks game on the 23rd of April at the Scotiabank Saddledome. Drinks, tickets to the game, limo, hanging out with Devin, Sean, and Chris. Monday and Wednesday, we do have the word of the week. If you message at Shifts and Pucks, you will be able to get that. Check out those podcasts for that as well. So, pretty pretty busy day going on here, and we'll start with the Canucks because they have officially hired Cami Granado as an assistant general manager. She, of course, was with the Kraken as a scout, but she is now moving on to the Vancouver Canucks. She, of course, is the first female scout in NHL history. She said she's excited to take on the role. Of course, if you remember, Granato captained the U.S. team that won gold in the 1998 Nagano Olympics, won silver at the Salt Lake Games in 2002. She is the all-time leading women's scorer for Americans team, 186 goals, 157 assists. And she was inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame in 2010, along with Canadian Angela James. And Jim Rutherford said in a statement that Cami is a tremendous leader that has earned the respect of the hockey world. She has a great mind for the game and experience and influence at all levels. And she will oversee Vancouver's player development and its amateur and pro scouting department. It will be her roles that she'll be looked on. So another hire for for Jim Rutherford, the Cami Granado joining the Vancouver Canucks. Of course, Dave Tippett was fired this morning as well as Jim Playfair for coach of the Edmonton Oilers. They were, of course, after a back-to-back losses to the Vegas Golden Knights 4-0, and then to the Chicago Blackhawks last night. Ken Holland said he had a very sleepless night, made the decision this morning to fire Dave Tippett. And of course, he's replaced by Jay Woodcroft, who of course, was coaching in the Bakersfield Condors. He's been there since April 27, 2018. He was part of Todd McClellan's staff for the San Jose Sharks since from July 2008 to 2015. He will be bringing Dave Manson will be joining him as an assistant coach. They are expected to arrive to Edmonton tonight, and they will make their coaching debut tomorrow against the New York Islanders. So that is that there as well. So Dave Tippett, Ken Holland said that this is an unusual thing. Of course, he's never fired a coach mid-season, so this was a tough day for him in terms of that. So that is what's going on there. Jay Woodcroft replacing Dave Tippett. Of course, that's the second head coach that has been fired this week. Dominic Ducharme, of course, was let go yesterday by Montreal Canadiens. Martin St. Louis taking over that job as well. For St. Louis, of course, he's never coached in the NHL, but he is a Hockey Hall of Famer. So that will be interesting. The Oilers, Woodcroft make his debut tomorrow against the New York Islanders. Going through the games today in the National Hockey League, we have a total of 7 games. We'll start, of course, 7 games. We'll start with Columbus, of course, is playing Buffalo tonight. Two teams outside of that Eastern Conference race right now. Patrick Laine will be possibly a game time decision in that game. Columbus 43 points. The Sabres come in with 35 points. We also have Carolina taking on Boston. Of course, they're without Brad Marchand that has been suspended 6 games. Tuukka Rask also retired. Played 4 games this season, but has finally announced his retirement for the Boston Bruins after 15 seasons. Carolina, of course, cruising right along in the Metropolitan Division for first place with 65 points. However, they are on a 2-game losing streak and are just 1 point ahead of New York Rangers and the Pittsburgh Penguins for that spot. The Pittsburgh Penguins are also in action. They're playing the Ottawa Senators. Of course, Penguins, as mentioned, 64 points, only 1 regulation loss in their last 10. The Senators have won 2 in a row and are sitting with 36 points. The Washington Capitals are facing Montreal tonight. Martin St. Louis will make his debut for the Canadiens tonight as coach, of course, and the Capitals are in the first wildcard position with 59 points. Then the New Jersey Devils are playing the St. Louis Blues. By the way, Craig Berube has signed a 3-year contract extension with the St. Louis Blues. That happened yesterday, as well as we got into that. Broke as we were doing the podcast, so we kind of reacted to that there as well. And the Toronto Maple Leafs are in Calgary. Austin Matthews will be in the lineup for the Leafs. In terms of any lineup news for the Calgary Flames, here as also Jake Muzzin will play. Looks like it's the same lineup as last night. So Markstrom will be getting this 11th straight start as he's going back to back there for the Flames as they come off their 6-0 win over the Vegas Golden Knights. And finally, we've got Tampa Bay and Colorado. That should be a doozy to watch, actually. Tampa Bay, defending Stanley Cup champions, 66 points. Colorado, of course, 68 points. First in the Central, first in the West, second overall. So that should be a barn burner to watch there as well. In terms of some other things that are going on today, Jack Eichel. Some news on Jack Eichel here. He is, according to Greg Wyshynski, he could return to the ice as early as the 16th versus Colorado or the Kings on February 18th. Of course, it's critical weekend for evaluation. He is in a non-contact jersey. The Knights will need to clear $5.15 million in space. They have some moves. They can move Zach Whitecloud and another player to LTIR. They could make a trade. They've demoted Mironov and Amato. So there are some options, but we could be seeing Jack Eichel finally in a debut with the Vegas Golden Knights. And the Arizona Coyotes have officially announced that they are moving to the temporary home at the Arizona State University. This, according to Craig Morgan. AZ Board of Regents have approved a capital development plan for ASU's multi-purpose arena that includes Coyotes added team areas at Northeast Corner. ASU will be Coyotes' temporary home for at least 3 seasons as they wait road for proposed Tempe Arena. This is weird to, as much as you may think that this is significant, it is estimated that the crowds will be between 3,000 and 4,000 people. You probably see on Twitter that a number of people are unhappy of this, and it's causing a lot of embarrassment for the NHL, and this is probably not something that the NHL wants to do, but this is what the Arizona Coyotes are going to be doing here for the next little while. Let's also, for the next 3 years anyway, that's where they will be going. Let's look at the Olympics here, and then we also want to get into some WHL as well. Men's hockey, Canada played this morning, and their debut against the Germans and the German team, and they came away with the 5-1 win. 3 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third. They got goals from Alex Grant, Ben Street, Daniel Winnick, and they also got goals from on a power play from Maxime Moreau and Jordan Wheel. And Edward Pascal made 23 saves. Ben Street, 2 points, goal and assist. Tobias Reeder, former Flame, former Oiler, got the goal for Germany. Canada outshot the Germans 27-24 and were 1 for 2 on the power play. The other results from the game from the men's side, we had Denmark, of course, yesterday winning their first game over the Czechs 2-1, their first ever Olympic win. And the Russian Olympic Committee beat Switzerland 1-0. By the way, just back to Denmark here for a second. As also Franz Nielsen scored one of the goals. Sweden beat Latvia 3-2. Finland beat Slovakia 6-2. And so those are the wins that are going on. In terms of other games, we also had, of course, the United States knocked off China 8-0. And we had, in terms of that result there, 8-0 for the United States over Russia. And then in terms of the other games going on, we'll have Russian Olympic Committee taking on Denmark. We've also got Switzerland and the Czech, Slovakia, Sweden, Finland, Latvia, the U.S. and Canada will be tomorrow night. That will be that game there. That should be an interesting game as well. So that's from the men. As far as the women's action goes here, we just pulling up the scores here as we're chatting. We've got our here. Finland beat the Russians yesterday in the final of 5-0. We're starting the quarterfinals. Czech against the U.S. That will be 8:10 Pacific, 9:10 Mountain tonight. Sweden, Canada. That will be tomorrow morning, 8:10 Eastern, 6:10 Pacific, 5:10 Mountain, or 5:10 Pacific, 6:10 Mountain. Sorry. Sweden playing the Russian Olympic Committee, and then Japan and Finland on the 12th. So that's what's going on there in terms of the quarterfinals. Taylor Gauthier is in the news. He has established a longer stretch without giving up a goal for the Portland Winterhawks. He, of course, was acquired from the Prince George Cougars earlier this year. He was part of the U18 team as well. Portland beat Spokane last night 9-0. He has set a new record for shutout minutes for the Portland Winterhawks, and the Winterhawks have won 10 in a row and points in 17 games, as he has now broke the club record of 174-57 between goals allowed. That was established by Brendan Burke during the 2013-14 season. So congratulations to him as well. And going on for that, by the way, the Vancouver Giants are also, just wanted to touch on them. They had their game against the Kelowna Rockets postponed yesterday due to COVID issues. They will be so that will be a game that will have to be rescheduled for them as well. So that is going on there. So that is the news for today for the News Pack for Thursday, February 10th. We're back again. No official podcast on Monday. We'll be back with a News Pack tomorrow. No our Canucks Talk podcast will be on Tuesday, the 15th, Valentine's Day. We'll be taking the Monday off. Follow us all individually on Twitter. Sean Beardy Canuck 03. Tyler is TNOBLE. Schneids, Chris is Schneids, SCHNAIDZ. Devin Gordhow 09. I am KEBOLE. Shifts and Pucks on Twitter. Facebook.com Shifts and Pucks. YouTube.com Shifts and Pucks. Twitch Shifts and Pucks. And subscribe wherever you get your audio. And we thank everyone for watching and listening, and we'll talk to you all very soon. Bye for now.